Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we'll focus on the seventh in the chronology of prophets, and that is Lut alayhi salatu wasalam. It is a fascinating story, and it is also important because of the emphasis that many people place on a different lifestyle that the world has never followed in general, and that is a man marrying a man or a woman marrying a woman. It is a story about Lut alayhi salatu wasalam, who is considered to be a relative of Ibrahim alayhi salatu wasalam, and his time is around the same, but the communities may be different. A few things that need to be clarified. The first is that against the norms when certain things happen, against the traditions of the society, against the established conventions when things happen, then obviously there is a reaction. And when the deviations or non-conventional things assume a kind of violent shape and form, then people have to come forward to do certain things to resolve those things. And perhaps the 28 verses that talk about Lut alayhi salatu wasalam and his times and his situations refer to those kind of conditions that were prevailing or that were being imposed in the society at that particular time. Against the conventional relationship that had existed in the society for long. Some people in their hedonistic lifestyle decided to challenge that conventional lifestyle. And what they did is that they developed relationships that were previously unknown to that community. And the situation became grave when some of the guests visited Lut alayhi salatu wasalam, and obviously they were male guests, and those people who had gone against the conventional relationship tried to hit on those people and tried to basically drag them into their lifestyle. It is like forcing people who are not aware of what you're doing into your lifestyle without listening to their argument or without accepting their no as no. And what is very interesting is that Lut alayhi salatu wasalam is pleading with those people who are going in a non-conventional way in terms of developing those kind of relationship, to basically abstain from those kind of things, not to do those kind of things. And in the words of the Quran, it is said that he said that, well, how come you are not inclined towards women? And he refers to those women of the community as his daughters, which many people probably thought that he's referring about his own biological daughters. No, he's referring to the women of the town, of the community, as his daughters, as this is assumed that a prophet, being a father figure, being a leader of the community, is taking all the others as his sons and his daughters. So it is in this particular context that he is pleading to them. not to deviate from the conventional relationship, and not to create discord in the society, not to create this kind of conflict, because it would create imbalance in the society. It would ruin families. It would ruin relationship. It would ruin the community as a whole. And it is in this particular context that Lut alayhi salatu wasalam is pleading with them. And what is interesting is that the opposition, in addition to from those people who are non-conventional, comes also from his own wife, who was taking sides with the others. In other words, again, the message that we learn in the life of Nuh alayhi salatu wasalam, that the proximity to the family of the Prophet does not mean that one is absolved from committing any wrong or committing any sins. So that is also mentioned in the Quran, and of course she would be held accountable for that. So the Quran is basically, through this story, is reminding us that the non-conventional relationship that are pursued for hedonistic purposes create dissension and create conflict in the society. And then people basically create conditions that would hurt themselves, as it hurt the people of Lut alayhi salatu wasalam. So what I've been avoiding to say is, I would say it, is that the issue of gay marriages, the issue of marriages between a man and a man and a woman is something that the religious tradition of monotheistic communities does not support. And whenever those kind of experiments were made by human beings on the basis of their hedonism, and I'm not going here into the biology, I'm not here going into the natural inclination of certain individuals, because exceptions prove the rules that people have been following that for centuries. So I think from the Quranic perspective, any kind of explanation or justification of this kind of relationship is perhaps changing and distorting the meanings. The message is very clear that the institution of marriage is indeed an institution that exists between a man and a woman, and any effort to basically change that definition would be a violation. Would people commit those violations? Yes, they would. Should society be concerned about that? As long as it does not create conflict in the society, as long as it does not create a kind of anarchic situation in the community, as long as it does not impact the life pattern of the society in general, whatever people do in their privacy is their concern, and they will be responsible to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for that. But as a norm and as a social tradition, I think this is a lifestyle that Islam does not allow and does not support. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم.
We hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe to our channel.